I think it will be very, very important for me to give you the feedback of the quiz um, before next week Friday, because I don't think I'll be done marking by Friday, marking your script by Friday. But if you can take maybe 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes to check what was expected from you, um, it will help you to prepare for the upcoming test, which is test 2. So I have one question for you, um, which is how was the quiz? Not talking about the time allocated, but how was the quiz? That's the part that I want. Because what matters in most cases is if we complain about the time, it means whatever we've written is correct. So how was the quiz?
The quiz was fair. The quiz was fair. Fair.
Okay. Because the reason why I'm asking this question is because you have to be honest with yourself. We know that when you are writing quizzes, you are writing in groups. We are aware of that. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have to ask yourself this question, that suppose I was not writing with someone, was I going to get the marks that I'm going to get? You have to ask yourself that question. Why am I saying this? You may find that you survived the quiz because of your friend, but come
Yes,
next week, can
yes,
I finish? Can I please finish? You may find that you passed because of you are getting answers from your friends. But do you think you will survive next week Friday? If no, um, prepare please, because it will be embarrassing. You get everything in the quiz, but when it comes to the test, you fail it. So please, if you know that if it was difficult for you, make sure that you go back to the drawing board, read, and do all these things, please. Yes, leadership. There's someone who wanted to say something. I'm listening, leadership. Seems like you wanted to say something.
I know it's fine, sir. No, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. So let's check the first question. A large discount department store chain advertises on TV and on the radio. So we have two independent variables here, which is all about advertising on TV and on the radio. A sample of 12, a sample of 12 of each stores in a certain area showed expenditures and revenues during the given month. Some they said they didn't know what is the Y variable, but the Y variable is the revenues because the other two is what? Is the independent variable. But even if you didn't notice what was your Y, it was not going to affect anything. I indicated that all figures are in thousands of dollars. So you know that X is in thousands of dollars, or X1 and X2, and then even Y is what? The output is also thousands of dollars. So we're given two independent variables there. So let me explain the table. What I've done from the table is that, sorry, I wanted this one. What I've done at that table is that, sorry for that, I want to scroll. The first uh, cell there, this one, it goes with what? It goes with X1. That is the information for X1. For television, it's there, indicated there. You see, that is X1. Radio advertising is your what? Radio advertising is your, it was your X2. So radio advertising is what? X2. So let's try to understand the given information under television advertising. X prime X, the first value there, the 12 is N. 115 is summation of X1. 1191 is summation of sorry. And the last one here, same information, television and radio advertising. I gave you the inverse there, based when you are having the two independent variables. Yes, Mashudu? Yes.
Sir, before you continue, can I ask
Yes.
what is these variables, independent variables are categorical or numerical? I mean numerical.
Numerical, because they're in thousands of dollars. They're measured in thousands of dollars.
Okay.
Check their units there, leadership. Their units, they are in thousands of dollars. It's their unit. So if something is in thousands of dollars, it means obviously it's numeric, isn't it?
Okay.
Because we're simply saying, leadership, Mashudu, how much will it cost for someone to advertise on television? And how much will it cost for someone to advertise on the radio? Do you understand, leadership? We're talking about advertising here. If you want to, you have a brand that you need it to be advertised on TV. How much will it cost you? And then again, when you want to interpret the beta, you will say what? If you we increase the what? We add 1,000 when advertising on television. What will happen to our revenues, or what will happen to your Y? How will it affect your Y? So few students, they came, they were saying, some of the reasons why the quiz we assumed is long is because of the setup of your information, the way the information is given. But I thought by giving you the information like this, it's going to save a lot of time. Let's check the questions now. Now we understand what is happening on that given information there. I said interpret the given slopes. I said the given ones. There are people who are still calculating these betas. But I was specific there that interpret the betas that are given. There are people who decided to calculate beta, these betas. There are people who decided to recalculate these betas. So I think there was a trust issue. I gave you the betas, but you're still calculating them. Here are the betas. I said interpret the given slopes. I was referring to what? To this given information here. The negative 10.11, 1.95, and 7.99. I assume that one, follow the example from the notes. I don't think you'll struggle to get that one right. Let's move to the second one. The second one, the solution here. The solution, I said
Say,
Using the given information,
say.
yes.
Do we have to explain even for the beta zero?
No. The slopes. Which ones are the slopes?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Beta zero is an intercept, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, no problems.
Leadership.
Yes,
Beta
sir.
zero is an intercept. The slope is beta 1 and beta 2. That is our specific there. If you can check the marks, it's 2 marks. Thank you. So let's check the other question. I asked you to give me what's happening now?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm really lost when it comes to the how you answered the given slopes question. How do you actually like put it in writing?
What did you write? How did you answer the question, leadership?
No, I'm asking or Gaurav, we're doing corrections. I need your way of expecting it in writing. How to answer this question, how to interpret.
Interpret what I did. You just go to the value of beta 1. What is the value of beta 1? Leadership, are we together? Let's check the value of beta 1. Can you see it? The value 1.95656. Can you see it, leadership?
Yes, sir.
1.956. Let's round it to 3 decimal places. What will you say? You will say holding constant the effect of the other independent variable is in the leadership, which is x2. For every 1,000 increase when advertising on what? X1 is what? On television. Your dependent variable is expected to increase by what? 1.95 thousand of dollars. Did you get the
Oh, makes
interpretation?
sense. Makes sense.
Holding constant, I can repeat, holding constant the effect of the other independent variable, which is x2. When you add $1,000, focusing on television advertising, we expect our dependent variable to increase because the value is positive, to increase by 1.56 thousands of dollars. You'll do the same with what? With beta 2. So as I was still explaining this one, before the leader can ask a question, this one, I didn't want to ask you this question. This one of 1 mark. I didn't want to ask you this question of 1 mark. But I noticed that if I don't ask you that question, you may take time to get to understand what's happening from C. You will take time to understand what is happening from C. So the answers for this question is that x prime y, when you are having the 2 independent variables, what is summation of y? Summation of y is given from the question. You can take it from the first column, the first cell, or the second cell. Is what? Is 647. It is there. That one is summation. This one is summation of y. This value here, x prime y, you know the first value is to be summation of y. Even you can also get it from the second cell. But you know that order matters. How do you get the other information? It's not difficult. How do you get the other information? What is summation of x1, y? You are not calculating anything so far. 6393 is there. What is summation of x2, y? Is 3868. The information is there. So that is why the question was 1 mark. The information is there. That's what was expected from you. We move to the third one. Any question based on that? Can you see what I'm talking about, guys? The information was there. Partial coefficient of determination. If we check from my question paper, the whole question paper, the only question where you needed some calculations is only C. It's only C. The other questions you didn't even have to calculate anything. Question C, that's where you were expected to do what? To do some calculations. And then there are two ways of doing these things. Instead of producing two ANOVA tables, you can produce one if you want, but make sure that all the information is covered. So someone who managed to do this question give me the give me the answers. Insert. So before the end of today, we'll be done with chapter 3. I'll be covering those confidence intervals after break. So let's do this question together. Let's find the answers. You can combine the two information. It's not a problem. So source of variation, regression. If you don't agree with what the leader will be saying, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will need another cell. Error. Can I get the what you wrote on the day of the quiz? Degrees of freedom of the overall model is 2. How many values were we having there? It's 12. The final one is 11. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And then now we're talking about x2. Suppose we're testing for x2. It means here we'll have what? x1 given. You write it in the mathematical form. Another one, to save time, if you want to do this, it's still fine. To save time, x2 given x1. So we know that this one's will what? What I'm doing here, I decided to combine the two ANOVA tables just to save time. I know that these two.
Morning, sir.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Can I ask, why are you not using the whiteboard doing this thing? Because now we are confused.
You are having what?
Why are you not using the whiteboard, like to draw those things, and instead of using the weight?
I don't understand the reason behind that.
Oh, because some of us we understand while you are writing, because of this.
I'm writing now.
Yeah, I understand, but say these things of weight, we sometimes they are confusing.
The challenge now, leadership. If I move to whiteboard, it means you won't see the questions. Because I cannot write the question there and solve it. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is because of what? I want to, so that you can see which question am I addressing.
Yeah, but some things make sense when you are writing, like not just typing there.
So you in other words, you are simply saying you just like my handwriting, leadership.
Like,
I understand I understand leadership. I understand. But for now, can you please allow me to finish this ANOVA table? Because
yeah,
the remaining questions are based on this ANOVA table. This is the only part where we need some calculations.
okay.
Please. Do you allow me, leadership?
Yeah, you can, because now I find it
Please.
difficult to understand this weight thing. Yeah, so I want someone who's writing maybe or something. But you can finish.
Thank you. So those who managed to solve this question, can you please give me the the what? What you managed to get? Can someone help me? What is SSS of x2? What did you get, please? Or the overall regression equation, it was what? I remember it was 1988. Yes.
For the model, it's 1988.17487.
I'm coming.
And
I
for
say, wait, give me some seconds here. You're saying it's what leadership? 1988.
0.175
decimal
corrected
places.
3.
One what? Let's solve the questions, guys. I'm trying to help you here.
$4.63,
It's fine. You read the decimals. The error.
is
What was the error?
3100.74.
0.74. The total.
5088.92.
5088.92. Let's go to SSR of x2. Can you please say, I cannot see what you are writing on the chart, please, because I'm writing on the Word document. Please.
Is
Guys,
1648
16 what?
48.76.
You write the values in full, and then SSR of x1 given x2. You just substitute there.
339.41.
9.41. SSR of x2. SSR of x2.
Is not of X1, sir.
Of x1, sorry for that.
417.11.
417.11. And then the difference.
1571.06.
157 point.
1571.06.
06. And then the F. The F for the first one. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing now. The F for the first one, please. Let's finish, guys. I cannot take the whole 45 minutes just to solve this.
0.96.
0.96. The second one.
4.56.
No, it can't be. It can't be 4 leadership. The second one is what? Guys, are you still there?
4.56.
4.56. Okay. Let's go to the table now. What is F tabulated? What is your F tabulated?
5.12.
5.12.
Okay. So now, this is the calculated one. Let me write it in brackets. And f tab, f of 1 and f of 1 and what? And 9 is equal to, said 5.16. What is the tabulated one? Is it correct?
1, 2.
1, 2. So this is the same as what? So you write your null hypothesis, your alternative hypothesis for these two tests. Well, this is what you are testing. You are testing the contribution of x1 given x2 and the contribution of x2 given x1. So you write the hypothesis because you are writing for marks, isn't it? You write the hypothesis, you decide, you conclude. So if you can check, what is your decision here? What is your decision based on these two values? Let's check for, oh, the value is in the wrong place. This value is supposed to be here. The value is in the wrong place. Let's check for x1 given x2. Are you rejecting the null hypothesis or failing to reject? Are you rejecting H0 or failing to reject?
We fail to reject, sir.
You fail to reject. You are simply saying x1 is not improving the model, given that x2 is already in the model. Let's move to x2, given x1. Are you rejecting or failing to reject H0?
We fail to reject, sir.
You fail to reject H0, which means you are also saying x2 is not improving the model, given that x1 is what? Is in the model. So now let's check the given, because this is the part where I assume you're supposed to take a lot of time, but you cannot take 40 minutes. You cannot take 40 minutes to do this. So let's check them, because if you get this wrong, it's going to affect the remaining two questions, the remaining, I think, 2 or 3 questions. So now we know that we failed to reject what? The null hypothesis. The next question now I'm saying, based on your findings from C, give me the final model. The final model will be what? Y at, let me write it under this. The solution now, y at equal to what? Negative 10.11. This is what we expected to do, and I gave you 2 marks for just writing this. Now, this question, it is here because of the quiz, of the tutorial, sorry. From tutorial 5, I gave you a question that if you are left with only beta 0 in your model, what will be the matrix of X? The answer for this question, it was the easiest, because you are not seeing this question for the first time. You are not seeing this question for the first time. You saw this question from what? From the tutorial, but you didn't take it what? You didn't take it serious. So since you are only left with beta 0, since you are only left with beta 0, the final answer here is what? The final answer
Is a column matrix of 12 ones.
yes. Thank you very much, leadership. So you'll have a matrix full of what? You must indicate where you'll stop, né? Because if you don't indicate where you'll stop, it's another problem. Unless if you write all those ones there. We'll say n equal to what? N equal to 12. So that's what that was the answer for that question. So is there anyone who can claim that there's something that was in the quiz which we didn't cover? Can you claim that there's a question which was in the quiz that we didn't cover so far? We're done. 17 marks just to do this. I don't think there was a question which was difficult. The secret is attending classes. If you attend classes, I don't think you'll struggle that much. But if you don't attend classes, it's a problem. In class, we discuss secrets. So if you don't come to class, you won't know our secret. So those who are attending my classes, I don't think they struggle that much to get sense of what was happening on the quiz. So let's move to the next question. So that's what we expected to do from question 1. Yes?
I want to ask, if you don't put the n is equal to 12, there is wrong.
I can be lenient for now, but for future you must indicate that you stop where, because you know that your n is 12. I'm not saying it's either you write the ones 12 times, write that one 12 times, or to save time, you can indicate that I will write this one but 12 times by indicating that since my n is 12, I will write this once 12 times. You just write the 2 ... you write the last 2, and then indicate that those dots represent what, that I should know that all in all that 12. But even if you didn't write it, it's because you didn't know. I can give you a 2 marks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to the second one.
Okay, sir.
The second one is, I was trying to avoid that student to get 0. That's what I was trying to avoid. Leadership, with this one, the one who was asking about me writing on the board, with this question, I'm not going to write anything. You'll be giving me the answers. I know you know the answers. Let's go. If we apply backward elimination method where alpha is 0,1, which variable will be removed first? Give a reason for your answer. I know there's no, if you got this one wrong, I don't know. If you got A wrong, I don't know. Or if you don't understand the answer for A, I don't know now. Because this is the question I was avoiding that.
Leader, you are no longer projecting.
Oh, I'm not here. But from my side, it's projecting.
He is.
Oh, maybe it's my network, I don't know. But there's nothing from my side.
What about
it
the
is
other leaders?
projecting?
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Okay. Leadership, Chabalal.
Sorry, leader. It means it's my network, but I can hear you. I don't know what's happening.
It's fine. You can log out and try to come back.
Thank you.
Thank you, leadership. Let's check the first one. This question was there to avoid. I didn't want any student to get 0. What was the answer there? Everyone should understand which variable to be removed first there.
Yeah, experience.
Experience. And why leadership?
You have the higher p value.
Because, yes, give me an answer which will deserve the other mark. Because if you say, because of the p-value, and then that one is not the reason. Because it's having the highest p-value, which is not what? Which is greater than 0,1. Saying the highest is very, very important, but you cannot say that because it's not significant. No, what about W there? The first independent variable. It's fine. You understand? Let's move to the other question.
Yes. Sir?
Yes.
If I say if there's a higher p value than the others, then is it still wrong? Or compared to the
fine,
other?
But I think you are also confusing yourself. The p-value which is greater than which is not significant, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see. But you must be careful when answering questions. Né?
Okay, sir.
Let's go to the second one. After removing variable in A, what will be the next variable to be removed using backward elimination method? at alpha equal to 0.1. Motivate your answer. Which other variable can we remove now?
We don't know, sir, since we must remove the variable and therefore fit the model with the remaining variables and calculate the parameters, standard error, t-values and p-values so that we can be able to do the next one.
Leadership, summarize your statement. Summarize leadership.
We won't be able to remove the other one.
Thank you. That is the first part. We won't be able to remove. Give me a reason.
The reason is that since we have to refit the model.
Thank you very much. We have to refit the model. Immediately, if that experience is removed, when we refit the model, this information will change, isn't it? So we cannot tell that the next variable to be removed will be W there. So thank you very much. That's what I was expecting from you. There's no way that we can tell from this stage. Let's tackle the last two. From there, I think it will be break. Now we move to C. Suppose that forward elimination method was applied on the model with 4 independent variables, and the final step revealed the following output. I'm simply saying that you have this output. Variables were included in the model, but this was the last one. This was the last table. So the first question is that the final model has 2 independent variables. What happened to the other 2 independent variables? Because I indicated from the statement that we have 4. Explain. I'm listening. Explain what happened to the other 2 independent variables.
They were removed.
We're using forward elimination method. How do we apply
Does
forward
not meet
elimination
the
method?
requirement.
Isn't it that we use the partial, we use the coefficient of partial correlation
Yes.
to enter the
To do
variable?
what? We use that one to what? To bring in the variables in it, the independent variables.
Yes.
We don't
So,
use it to remove.
yes.
So I think the
So,
leader gave me an answer there. He said they didn't meet the minimum requirement of entering, because the rule that we saw when we're dealing with forward elimination method, we said, because it doesn't mean that because we have 4 independent variables, all of them, they should what? They should be entered. It's possible that we fail to do what? To enter some of them because they didn't meet the minimum requirements. I even gave an example of qualifying for exam for SSTB 031. It doesn't mean that everyone who registered the SSTB 031 should qualify to write exam. It's a must. There are some conditions that we need to apply. Students can only go to the exam provided they have a module mark of what? Of 40% plus. That is the condition, isn't it? Whatever you're doing now, you know that condition, that if I don't change the attitude here, I will fail to meet the minimum requirements of going to the exam. So what do I do? So that's what also happened here. You must make sure that understand why the 2 independent variables were not entered in the model. The last one, if the p-value of the engineer variable was 0.9, will the procedure remove this variable from the model? Motivate your answer. Can I get the answer, please? From there, we'll go for break. After break, we cover the remaining 2 confidence intervals. I'm listening. Yes.
No.
No.
Reason?
Once
Reason
a
leadership?
variable is in once a variable is included, you are stuck with it.
Thank you. When coming to forward elimination method, once the variable is entered, you are stuck with it. Even if it becomes insignificant along the way, the system or the procedure, the forward procedure, won't help you to what? To remove it again at the final step. But I want to bring in the stepwise elimination method. But when coming to stepwise elimination method, the variable can be removed if it becomes insignificant along the way, and it can go back to join the ones which are not entered yet and compete unless if that variable becomes insignificant at the last step, then you are stuck with the variable. Let me repeat. If it was stepwise elimination method, if the variable becomes insignificant along the way, you can remove it and take it back to join the independent variables that are not entered yet, and it will compete like those variables. The system can only fail to remove it only if it was on the last step. It was entered on the last step, and then when you run the results, it becomes insignificant. So when coming to forward elimination method and stepwise elimination method, you must be careful when checking your final model. You must be careful. Backward elimination method will always give you a model which is with all what significant variables. But with the other two, it's your responsibility to check if everything is fine when you're checking the last step. I thank you. Let's break for, is it break time? From there, when we come back, we discuss uh, uh, the two confidence intervals that were remaining from chapter 3. From there, in the afternoon, we'll do some proofs. Remember, I
Yes.
gave you a task. I gave you a task to go and solve some questions, some proofs. Some of you guys, you managed to do them and you consulted. I remember there were two guys who came to my office to consult about those proofs. So I will encourage even you, the other guys, to do the same. You must do the same. You must also what? You must also go and do the proofs. Remember this part.
Sir,
Yes.
I wanted to see how you mark, like how you mark question 10.
Question.
I mean the question that has 10 marks, the ANOVA one.
Leadership.
Ish.
Especially what? If
It's just that
because that question was you were
I
supposed
found
to you're supposed to fit two ANOVA tables, isn't it? When you're
yes.
testing for when you're testing for beta one, for x1, you do that ANOVA table, it's 5 marks. When you do the other ANOVA table, it's 5 marks. When you join them, it will become 10 marks.
If okay, so if I fail to find a regress SSR, then
You're out.
but I managed to like find a final model.
What do you
And I
mean by the
found
final model?
yes, but my SSR X1 it's correct, but the SSR is wrong. Then how will we conclude about that?
But immediate leadership, if your SSR for the overall model is wrong,
Yeah.
automatically your F is wrong, isn't it?
Yes.
Because It means your SSR of x1 given x2 will be wrong because you are going to take the difference there.
Yes.
Do you understand, leadership?
I understand, sir.
Yes. Now, as long as you see your mistakes now is better. Imagine if you made that big mistake in the quiz. Yes, leadership? Damini?
Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I failed to submit the quiz because of load shedding.
That one we
And
can discuss it after,
when
madam.
the PC
Let's not discuss.
kickstart,
Can I come into the sheet before you go far? You go far. That one, can you please discuss it after class? I'll remain behind because if we have to talk about that one, I don't even think we even have a break. We'll even move to the confidence interval. Can we talk about that after, please? Mr. Chabalala can also
okay,
join
sir.
me. Mr. Chabalala, are you here? Leadership?
Yes, leader. And my hand was up. I was I wanted to say I'm leaving the session now.
No, you cannot leave. You
But
cannot leave.
since you are saying
I was happy. I was happy when I noticed that we are here, leadership. You see Dlamini now. She's coming in, and then I think
I want to
I also
attend.
I need you. I want you to protect me. Can I please? Can we
Yes,
please join?
I will join you. I will join you around 9 when you are
9
done. I
o'clock,
will
please.
rejoin the session. Yes, I
Please
want to
come back
attend to
at 9.
something now, so I will rejoin. So if it happens that I don't rejoin, I wanted to say they can collect the scripts from your office because others came yesterday to collect the scripts, and I forgot that the scripts were in your office. So if there are those who want to collect the scripts today, they can collect from your office. But I will also be in the office from after the class. Let me not say from 9 because I have to rejoin. So let me say I will go to the office immediately after this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please make sure that you rejoin.
Yes, I will rejoin, leader. Thank you.
Thank you. If you recall, guys, I gave you these questions. I said, please go and try to solve this task. I gave you these tasks. So please, now it's time for us to do what? To solve these problems. So in the afternoon, we'll be solving some of these problems. We'll be solving some of these problems in the afternoon. So our afternoon class will be doing some proofs. Remember, these proofs, they form part of your test. So in your test, in the upcoming test, there will be questions where you'll be expected to do some proofs. So it will be very, very important, guys, not to miss our class. Remember, when you write your test, you won't be referring like what you did on Tuesday. Tuesday you are referring, but make sure that Friday next week you know these formulas because there are many. If you can check, there are many. Please try to find a way to understand them, how to go about it, please. So in the afternoon, we'll do some proofs. Can we break? Can we take a break or should I continue? What do you prefer? You need a break or I can continue?
You can continue, sir.
10 minutes.
Should I continue or you want a break? We can say 5 minutes. We'll say
Sure.
Continue.
Okay, thank you very much. So to accommodate what the leader was saying, let me just give you a taste of the first proof. The first proof, from there I'll move to the confidence interval. Let me share the board that the leader was saying. And he said they need what you want to see the board. I was told that I must share. So if you struggled from that quiz, I will advise you to have some members that you can. Can you see the whiteboard? Can you see the whiteboard, guys?
Yes.
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 The first question there, the first proof there, you are asked to find what? You are asked to find if the expected value of beta hat is equal to beta. You know these things from Mr. Chabalala. This is equivalent to when you are not using a matrix notation. You are asked to find that the expected value of the estimated betas is equal to what? I think you have done this with Mr. Chabalala. This is the same thing that we'll be doing here. You know that beta is given by what? Is given by the inverse. Or let me just do this. It's given. I'm just giving a test on what is expected from you. You know this case, isn't it, guys? So,
Yes.
and again, we know what? We know the expected value of y. What is the expected value of y? Is there from your notes?
That is matrix X.
X.
Matrix
You know
bed.
this is equal to this, isn't it? So you can change that. And then this one, you can treat this as a constant. Now you'll have what? The inverse. You can even let this one to equal to a if you want. Oh, sorry, expected value of, because you can say let, if you want, you can say let a equal to x prime x inverse. So now you'll be left with what? The expected value of what? Ay. The expected value of a constant, given that a is a constant, this is the same as a expected value of y, isn't it? So
Yes.
this is what I've done here. So leadership told me that the expected value of y is equal to x beta. So I am allowed to write this in this format. X prime, x beta. Remember, this part is replacing what? This part here.
Expectation.
So we're left with what? The inverse x prime x beta. So when we divide these two, let me put brackets here. When you divide, what is 1 over a to the power negative 1 is the same as what? A to the power negative 1 is the same as what?
Is the inverse of a. Is 1 over a, the reciprocal of a.
1 over a, isn't it? So this is the method we're going to apply here, and then you'll be left with what? Identity matrix multiplied by b, which is what? Which is beta. So we can ask you to solve something like this. So you must know all these properties. So the second one there, the challenge is there was a mistake when I was giving you the proofs. There's this question which saying summation of yi squared. I forgot to put head there. You are supposed to have a head. From the notes that from your notes, you don't have that head. Please make sure that you have that head there so that you can be able to solve the problem. So we have some additional properties that are not there from that document, which are very, very important. For example, you must know that A transpose multiplied by a transpose there is the same as A. Whenever you're solving these problems, can you still see the whiteboard?
No, the whiteboard is removed.
No.
We can but
Now it's back, right?
yes, it's back, sir.
Yes. So these are some of the things that we must know. And the other one, you must know that suppose we have two matrices, and then this is the same as what? A prime. This mathematics, guys, I expect you to understand these things better than me. And then when you multiply the inverse matrix, this is the same as what? So please go and check these things. That's what I'm saying. You know math better than me. You understand these things better than what? Better than. So you must. These are some of the properties that are very, very important when coming to the next session.
Algebraic properties.
Yeah, these are the properties that you need to add. That's why I'm giving you these ones in addition to what you are having. So these are some of the things that you should know before we move to the next session. The next session is about the confidence interval of the mean and the confidence interval for what? For the individual value of y. So, as I've indicated, I will do the proofs in the afternoon. I will do the proofs in the afternoon. So, some of these formulas that are going to apply in the afternoon, I will do the proofs. So we're left with two confidence intervals. We're left with the confidence interval for the mean and the prediction. Let me just add even the point estimate. So the confidence interval for the mean will prove it for the mean. We'll prove how did we get to this confidence interval in the afternoon, like what we did with what? With the variance covariance matrix. So this is given by yi at plus or minus
T
T alpha over 2
n
n
minus
minus p,
the standard
the standard error
of the mean
multiplied
response
by the square root of
X.
what?
F transpose subscript 0 or H.
I prefer H.
X prime X inverse X H.
Yes, this is the confidence that interval that we'll be using to find the confidence interval for the mean. So your XH is here to take care of what? Of the variable,
Is a level of explanatory variables, a particular
yes,
level
the
of
level of
H.
expression. So XH, the first value is always 1 to take care of beta 0. The second value is XH1, XH2 up to XH, or let me symbolize these things. In our case, we have how many? We have only two independent variables. We have only two independent variables based on the class example. How do I remove? I wanted to erase now. Small eraser. Based on our based on our class example, we know that we have two independent variables. Oh. We know that we have two independent variables. So our XH is there to take care of what? To take care of what? The two independent variables that you'll be having. So this information, sometimes the formula can be written as what? Does it matter? Sometimes the formula is written with an expected value there, E of yi hat. So this is a matrix, guys. This is a matrix. So if in a case of simple linear regression, your XH will be equal to what? 1 xh1, because we are also always having one independent variable. But in multiple linear regression, you'll be guided by what? You'll be guided by the how many independent variables are you having from the given problem. So the other confidence interval is the confidence interval for the prediction one now. The prediction one, the only difference is inside the square root. You remember, even when we're dealing with simple linear regression, the difference between the confidence interval for the mean and the confidence interval for individual value of y was given by what? The only difference was inside the square root. Can you please give me the confidence interval for simple linear regression using what? Using the least square method. Can someone give me the confidence interval for the mean in simple linear regression? Come on, guys.
1 over n.
Sorry?
Open bracket. It's 1 over n plus. Inside the brackets. Inside
Not
the
square
square
root.
root. Yes, inside the
Yes,
square root.
okay.
1 over n plus.
1 over n
Plus x at that particular level. We can say xh minus the x bar all squared over sxx.
over. This was the case, isn't it, guys? And then this one was for the mean. When you write the other one, what was the only difference for the prediction one?
The only difference was that this one is
This
the
one will be the
distribution.
same square root of
There will be
1
a
plus
1.
1 over n xh minus x bar h. Oh, sorry, there's no x bar h, sorry. This was the case, isn't it? The only difference, if you can check, the only difference between these two confidence intervals is what? What makes these two confidence intervals to be different?
It's the ones, the one
Is
that
the
has been
one.
inside the square
Is
root.
this one here. But the other information is the same. Same applies to matrix notation. The only difference between these two confidence intervals will be what? Will be happening inside the square root. So I want to write the other confidence interval, the prediction one. And then now I will give you the notes for this. The prediction confidence interval now. Prediction confidence interval is given by the expected value of y at plus or minus t alpha over 2 n minus p, the standard error. You have a multiplication sign here, isn't it? The square root of, you only include what? 1 plus xh prime that is the only difference. So these are the two confidence intervals that we'll be using to predict what? To make some predictions. So let's understand the meaning of the two. When you find the confidence interval for the mean, what can you say about those two values? How does it differ with the confidence interval for the prediction? Let me explain the difference. When you find the confidence intervals for, suppose your final answer suppose your final answer using this confidence interval is 12 and 17. Suppose the final answer is 12 and 17. And again, suppose again, when you are using the prediction confidence interval, the final answer is 12 and 17. How do you interpret these two confidence intervals? How do you interpret them? Because you cannot say 195% confident that the what, the two values is the confidence interval, the predicted value is between 12 and 17. It's not correct.
As long as our confidence interval doesn't favor our null hypothesis, then, and also, yeah, if our confidence interval it is not in favor of our null hypothesis, then we can have a clearer conclusion.
Yes, let me come in. I indicated that when you want to remove variables, you can use the confidence interval for the betas. You can use the confidence interval, you can use what? The t-test. You can use the partial f-test. You can use the selection methods. If you recall very well, I said those procedures, they can help you to what? To remove variables which are what? Which are not which are not important to be in the model. I said the confidence interval for the betas. I said you can use the t-test. I said you can use what? Partial f-test. I said you can use what? The 3 selection methods. But I decided to cover this section after. Why? Because this section is not going to help you to remove variables from what? From the model. But this section is going to help you. Like now, we're talking about what? Based on our class example, we are saying you want to buy a house, isn't it? You want to buy a house having what? Suppose we continue using those 2 independent variables. Having the age of the house and what? And the size of the house. How can I estimate the price of that house? So suppose that you decide to calculate the confidence interval for the mean. So we are simply saying that on average, suppose you are given a house XH. Now I want to bring XH1. The first one was size. Let's suppose the size is 1.7 and the age is 3 years. This is our XH, isn't it? When you interpret, you must bring in what? This is X1, X2. Remember, I'm saying given that the house is the size of the house is 1.7 square feet and the age of the house is 3 years, what will be the price of the house? So when you interpret the confidence interval for the mean, you have to say that on average, houses which are what? 1.7 thousand square feet and 3 years, on average, we expect them to do what? To sell between a certain range of what? Of prices. Given, assuming that this was the final answer, it means they will sell between what? 12,000 and 17,000. On average, houses which are their size is 1.7 and they are 3 years of age. We expect those houses to sell between what? 12 and 17. But when coming to the prediction confidence interval, you are not talking about the averages now. You are talking about houses where their sizes is 1.7 and 3. You expect them to sell between what? A certain range. So we'll do it when we're coming to that example. So you have this information, guys, from your notes. So I want us to go back to that example, the class example. So yes, this end. I cannot see you when I projected the
Sir,
whiteboard. Yes.
sir, what is
Yes.
XH?
X.
H.
XH is a matrix, is a matrix, it's a new matrix which caters what? Which caters uh, the independent variables. It's fine. Let me just do like this. Can you please give me the that model for the class example, the final model? What did you get? The final model, you said price equal to the class example, please. I don't have the answers, guys. I'm depending from you. Please give me
10.0.
10.05.
Sorry, I'm listening, guys.
10.0.
10.05. I'm still listening.
12.8 plus 12.8.
Plus 12.8 size.
X1
Yes, fine.
minus 0.05.
Age, isn't it? So XH, I can say predict. Now I want to ask a question. Estimate the price of the house when the size is what? When the size is 2.2. Estimate the selling price of the house when the size is 2.2 thousand square feet, and what how old, and um, 2 years old. What is our XH? Who was the leader I want to check the leader that was talking? What is our XH in this case? What is our XH?
Will it be 1 and size
1,
and age?
2.2, and 2. Do you understand what is XH now, leadership?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. So in matrix notation, remember, how do we write this model in matrix notation? You will say Y equal to, if you want to predict, if I recall very well, I think this is like this. So can you please, so in matrix notation, this is in matrix notation, this format. This is the general one, the least square method. You can also write it in this format. So if you want to use matrix notation now, to predict now is Y hat equal to the transpose, it will be 1, 2.2, 2. What is the estimated value now? 10.05, 12.8, negative 0.05. So give me the answer here. What is the answer?
Sometimes the audition that we did last year, they've not paid.
There's someone who's watching a movie, né? There's someone who's watching a movie. Please, let's focus, guys. What will be the value, please? Guys, are you still there?
If I use that
38.
model, the rounded one is 38.22 thousand in thousands.
You get what?
38.22.
Mara, you know the rule, that 8.22. We agree that whenever you make some calculations, you write what? The values the way they appear, isn't it? So I assume here, when you want to do the right thing, you write these values in full. Because if you decide to summarize them like this, you may find that a person who used the correct values is getting 47. So how do we negotiate now? If someone is having 47 and you are having 38, so you must use what? The values the way they are, you found them. The betas the way they are from what? Yes,
So, like my
yes,
question is this way: when you have the not rounded answer, ne? And also
yes,
when you write the rounded one using 2 decimal or 3 decimal relative to the instruction in the in the question paper. But when you use your calculator, you use that one up until you find the correct answer. But through your calculation, you find your B naught is long and B1 is long. So you use it as rounded to 2, but using it, the calculation you are using the correct one up until you find the real answer. Will you mark me right then?
yes. Like for example, if you want to interpret this value, isn't it? If you want to interpret the 12,8, you can round it when you want to interpret. But when you want to use it, like in our case, you must use the value the way it is with those decimals. Like now, I'm asking you to predict. Can someone use the values the way they appear from the calculator? I want to check something. Leadership
It's
said if you use the values,
38.17.
if you use what all the values with those decimals,
Yes, it's
but
38.17.
but if you use it the way I wrote it, you are getting 38.22.
Yes.
Can you please check it? If you use the values the way they are from, are you getting 38.22? The way I wrote
38
them.
point, I got
Yes.
38.11. The way you wrote them, I got 38.11. And then when they are all from the
Yes.
it's 38.17.
This one you are lucky because the difference is not that much. But I remember there was a guy who came here. He decided to round off some of the values. He was getting different answer. The difference was too big. So to be on the safe side, whenever doing some calculations, use the value, the whole value, the way it is, please. So now 38.22. How do we explain this value? Can someone interpret this value? Assuming we have 38.22, interpret that value.
I would say like when the size of the house is 2.2 thousand square feet and the house is 2 years old, the selling price of the house is estimated to be 38.22.
What?
Is thousands.
Leadership, you're not thousands, isn't it? When you say 32.22, it's $38. Remember, it must be clear that we are saying when the estimated price, if the house is 2.2 thousand square feet and 2 years old, you expect to spend, you are expected to spend what? Around $38,000. Isn't it, leadership?
Sir,
So, yes,
can you please repeat?
I think the person who's supposed to repeat is leadership. Is it Manyama? Manyama or Selo? I don't know who was speaking. Please repeat. What he said is correct.
No, like myself, I just said when the size of the house is 2.2 thousand square feet and the house is 2 years old, then the selling price of the house is estimated to be around $38.22 thousand.
Thank you very much. Did you get the statement, leadership?
Yes, yes, I got it.
So now let's move with this information to find the confidence interval for the mean and the confidence interval for the prediction one. So you have those two, please. I'm giving you, what time is it now? What time is it? What time is it? I cannot see the thing.
It's 2 minutes to 9.
2 minutes to 9. So guys,
and
please,
leader, there's a
now I'm giving you a task.
Leader,
yes.
I was saying there's a possibility of load shedding at 9.
Oh, now it's okay. So in short, please go and do the confidence interval for the mean and confidence interval for the prediction one. Using what? Your XH, because the only thing that you need from me is what? The only thing that you need from me is XH. So I'm giving you XH. Go and find the confidence interval for the mean and the prediction one, given that your XH is what? Is 2.22. Go and find the confidence interval for the mean and the prediction. This is your task. If you don't do it, I move to the proofs. So make sure in the afternoon when we meet, you give me the answers for those two confidence intervals. From there, we will do what? From there, we will interpret the meaning of those two confidence intervals. I thank you. So you can come with those questions. I think your questions were related to the quiz. Someone was talking about not submitting because of something. Now it's your turn, leadership.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Chabala, I want to be sure if he's here. Okay, he's here.
Yes, leader, I'm here.
Yeah, let's pay attention. The leaders now, they're bringing their problems.
okay, so what happened was I went to Matt's building to write, and there was load shedding during that time when I started writing. And then I downloaded the question paper. When the electricity came back, it kick-started the PC, of which the PC started to reboot, but I continued writing because I already had the question paper. Then now the problem was when it came back, there was no network.
Mr. Malaga, do you want me to respond or you will respond?
You can respond, Mr. Chabala.
Thank you. I will start because there are those who are saying when they try to submit, the link was gone. Yes, it's true. The link disappeared because the time allocated has elapsed. So if the time elapsed, then the link will disappear. So that one is true, but the reason is because you were out of time. To respond to Matilda, I have questions because there was load shedding from 11 until 1. Then you extended the quiz, or you added extra 5 minutes to accommodate the time because it differs. It might come back at maybe 2 past, 3 past, 5 past, and so forth.
So you added more time to accommodate that. And now she's saying, then it came back, then there was no network. It does not make sense to me because the quiz was from 1 until 2. And the electricity came back around 1:03. So is she saying there was no network from 1:03 until the submission time? Because I remember that day I was in the office, you were in the office, Mr. Malek, and there was network, and she's saying she was at Mets building. So I'm failing to understand her, and unfortunately, because of load shedding, she's no longer with us. I can see the people who just left the session. So I'm failing to understand that because again, there's a backup. So I wanted here to clarify that statement. Yes.
Bro, say, oh, yes, I'm also with Nese. The link disappeared before time. Even I was in the link trying to
Mr.
submit,
Manyama.
and
Mr. Manyama,
yes, sir.
can I say something
Yes.
before I want to, like, step by step. I want to say something, you continue so that I don't miss the point. The issue of the link,
Okay, sir.
it does not make sense. I'm not saying you are lying. It does not make sense because there's someone who submitted at exactly 5 past. Like when you submit, I can actually see the time you submitted. You understand? So it does not make sense when one says the link was not there and there's someone who submitted on that particular time. Are you saying that this thing of Blackboard now it's discriminating? Because there's someone who submitted
No,
at
like,
5 past.
Say, like myself, it's not
Yes.
like I'm complaining. Say, I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to just tell you the challenges which we face. Not where I'm complaining or we must do something. Yeah, we must not do
I
something
get you.
about it.
I get.
We were right.
I really
Say,
understand. I really understand. I'm also trying to say it does not make sense to us because there's someone who submitted at 5 past. You understand? If like there's no one who submitted, let's say you said it, you are saying the link disappeared at 2 o'clock, for example, and there's no one who submitted after 2 o'clock, then it will make sense. But someone saying the links disappeared before 2. There's someone who submitted at 2:03. How do you justify that? You understand? So that's the difficulty that we're having here. I'm not saying you are lying or Matilda she was lying. We are trying to understand the situation. That's why I'm saying I wanted here to explain again because I did not understand.
okay, sir. Myself, my suggestion, this is the suggestion. Since you said you are going to choose only 2 quizzes, ne, it's fine. If someone failed to submit on the first quiz,
No. Can I
why
please say
can't we
something there?
make
Can
the
I
last
please say
quiz to
something
be
there?
venue
Can I
based?
please say something before you proceed? Because I did not say that. I don't want you to continue because I did not say
Okay,
that.
sir.
I didn't say I'm going
Okay,
to
you can.
choose 2 quizzes myself. I said I gave quiz 1 and there was a special for quiz 1. So from the 2, I'm taking 1 from my side. I don't know from Mr. Malek's side. Remember with me, you wrote 2 quizzes. I'm going to take 1, and you wrote 1 test. I'm going to take that test. Then you are also writing assessments with Mr. Malek. So let's not confuse what you did with me and what you are doing with Mr. Malek. You can proceed. I wanted to clarify that one.
Okay,
Sir.
sir. Yeah, Maluleke is here. He's the one who
Yes.
told us we are going to write 2 quizzes for him.
Okay.
We were saying
All
we
right.
are
All right.
fine, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I wanted to clarify that. Silo, you are recognized.
Myself, sir, I want to talk about the statistics sir, of the students who wrote. I just want the approximations of how many students were able to submit out of the overall.
Mr. Malek, do you have information on that? And again, while I'm still waiting for Mr. Malek to come in, there's this thing of adjusting your watch or your clock. You must be careful because there are those who adjust. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just trying to say you must be careful next time when you are writing. You have to check if the question paper we are saying it will be available from 2. You must also check your watch if your 2 o'clock is the same or the question paper appeared on blackboard at exactly 2 o'clock on your watch. Because if your watch is 5 minutes or 3 minutes ahead, then you will have a problem. So I'm just advising here that in future, please look at that. I'm not saying it happened, and I'm just saying in future, please look at that. Mr. Malek, are you still with us?
Sir, I want to ask something from Sir Maluleke, and I think the students also they cry based on this thing. Sir, since you are writing venue-based tests, sir, we would like Sir Maluleke, he's hearing me like now. We would like Sir Maluleke to make us write the second assessment venue-based, sir. Since switching from different platforms, we are switching from CamScan and Blackboard, and you have to see the PDF also. It's multitasking, and multitasking in the brain is causing some fusion. You may find you think you are writing the correct things, but since you are thinking of moving from different platform to another different platform, is challenging, and on the same time network.
Thank you, Silo, for that. I hear your point, but I will try to say something while I'm still waiting for Mr. Malek to leave and rejoin the session because the thing is failing to unmute the mic. Silo, sorry, Silo, Manyam, you passed, not only you guys did very well on second level. You have good marks, distinctions, more than 50% of the class passed with distinction using the very same procedure that we are using today. I don't think what we are saying, to me, I get your point, but to me, it does not make sense. Looking at the results from second level, because the pass rates of second level, they're extremely high. The pass rates of second level, I will recognize you. Allow me to finish. The pass rates of second level, they're extremely high. And the assumption is that everything was done online. That's why the pass rates are like that. So for you to say today that you are failing because you are writing online, it does not make sense to me. To me, I want you to get that point. To me, it does not make sense to say, no, people are failing because they are writing online, they are scanning, they are searching. You did second level, the whole of second level. You were writing online, you passed very well with distinctions. Mr. Malaga, thank you. You can respond. There was a question.
Yes, what was the question? What was the
Silo
question?
wanted to know how many managed to submit and how many did not submit. And another one from Manyama was asking that if possible, the remaining assessments must be venue based because these things of copying, of writing, scanning, is complicating things. So they write under pressure and they end up writing wrong things and stuff. So these things of online thing, it's one of the contributing factors to the failure rate. So that's the point that I got.
Okay, if I may come in, well, the second test is venue based. We know that one. The exam is also venue based. The assignment is an assignment. Those are the only things which are left, isn't it? So whatever is left now is venue based.
No.
So
According to Manyama, it's not correct. Sorry to disturb you, leader. He's saying you promised
it's
them
fine.
two
It's fine.
quizzes.
Come in.
He's saying you promised them 2 quizzes. I wanted to clarify that before you proceed.
No, I
That's
can
why
come
I
in
came
with
here.
that one.
Sorry for that.
Can I come in?
Yes, come in, sir.
I said, I repeat, according to your module outline, you will your module mark will be calculated as follows. Go and check it. You'll have one quiz, one practical assignment. That's what is written from your thingy. Strictly 2 tests. We didn't say at least 2 tests. We said 2 tests. And at least, I think the issue now is the at least 2 quizzes. At least, which means we didn't say at least 2 from Chabalala and at least 2 from me. No. For the module, that is an overall statement. At least 2 quizzes. What do you understand, guys, by at least? We can
At
give
least
you 2 quizzes or more. At least 2 quizzes or more. So if we manage to give you 2, it means we are safe based on our statement. We can stop. It means our condition is covered. At least say that greater than or equal to 2. So far we have what? 2. And we are what? We are safe.
sir, like
Yes.
myself, I'm Mr. Maluleke, like I'm concerned about how many like were able to submit, and I'm
I didn't
also
check
like
that one, but
I'm also
I didn't
interested
check,
also
but
the pass rate of that
yeah, I
quiz.
didn't check, but to come in leadership, if a student didn't submit, what was the reason? Because if the student
There
didn't
is
submit,
reason behind. So
there's a
that
student who didn't submit because the student didn't write the quiz. The student was sick. The student will bring what? Will bring a proof that during the quiz I was sick. That's what is allowed. But you cannot say you didn't submit. We have to stress about who didn't submit, who submitted. You must stick to
yes,
what? The given rules. The given rules, I said, the quiz is allocated 1 hour, 45 minutes for writing, 15 minutes for scanning and all those things. So if you failed to comply to that rule, it's a problem, leader, because the rule was clear. So we cannot be stressing now how many didn't submit. The question that we are supposed to ask me is how many wrote the quiz. I cannot talk about those who didn't submit because I don't know the reasons why they didn't submit. Because it's not always the case that they didn't submit. How does
yes,
they
it's not
differ
always
with the
the
ones
case
who
that
didn't write?
so
What
sir, you know,
about those
like
who didn't write? How do we know that this one didn't write, this one failed to submit? We don't know
yes,
those things.
yes, I
Yes.
do
We
understand
cannot tell. So
the
the
problem.
only information that I can give you, leadership, is get that information. It's not the problem. But how many failed to submit? I don't have that information. And I don't even know where to
Okay,
get it. Unless you
sir.
can advise.
Okay, sir. Sir, I
Yes.
do understand everything behind these issues that we faced. Okay, sir. So, like, as a concerned student and as a student that is representing the whole of other students, say, like, I'm requesting, say, this is a request, say, is not just an insult or something else, but I am requesting, say, since like a lot of students they are complaining, uh, uh, like they are complaining. I don't know under which manner they have faced their issues, because like there are a lot of problems coming in different ways. So like what I'm requesting is that what if at least say you give us a second quiz that is coming from you, Mr. Maluleke, a second quiz that you are going to choose amongst two of which you would have written, so that you, at least there are those who are complaining a lot and or those who face the unforeseen circumstances and all others who are trying to escape the issues to be able
Okay,
to
so
get the chance.
thank you. I think I get the point. Mr. Malek will respond. He's attending to something. He will respond. But I can say something while we're still waiting for him. That I get what you are saying.
I'm here. I'm back.
People are complaining. People are complaining, but the complaints will always be there. I don't think it should be that you are requesting for them because of the complaints. If you look at test one, for example, there are a lot of complaints there. People have failed. They are complaining. That's why we had the problem. After that, people were requesting for the second, test or the special test. I think it's the same thing here. And I don't think this request should be centered around the complaints. No, I feel like there should be a different point why Mr. Malek should consider giving you a quiz, not that people are complaining, because even if he gives a special quiz or another quiz and people fails, these complaints will be there. And that would mean he should consider giving the third quiz because there are more complaints again. I think
No,
yes, he must, or they have to, or you guys should. I don't know. Let me allow him to respond. That is my fear, and now I'm having this fear of if that
no,
happens,
sir.
you
Like I
write
understand
test.
when you say this is it feels like it is centered around complaints. Like say, I don't want it to be I don't want it to seem like it is centered around complaints, but say like actually like without including the issue of complaints, you say okay
Yes,
like
I understand. Let's allow Mr. Malek, sorry, to reply. I was just saying because of I'm just scared that if it's like that, then what happens if people don't pass the test next week again? There are more complaints and stuff and so forth. So I was just trying to say maybe you should like use a different angle, not the one of complaints, because someone tomorrow, it might not be you, someone after the test will say there are more complaints, or because there were complaints there, now think about this and so forth. So I was trying to at least take out that point of complaints to say no, you are requesting for another quiz, but not because of the complaints. Mr. Malek, over to you.
Thank you, leader. I think you have covered. I think you knew what I wanted to say. I think you have covered all the angles, but I can add by saying I'm not a fan of promoting laziness. Students, they must take their studies serious. This thing of coming saying optional quiz, optional test, I'll be promoting laziness. I'll be promoting laziness because now the quiz was there, was simple. Students decided not to comply. There's someone who submitted the quiz at, I think it's email. The person sent us a long email at 23 past 3. 23 past 3. I still remember the time. 23 past 3. The quiz, we were supposed to stop at 2 o'clock. The student submitted 1 hour, 23 minutes late and was writing a lot of things there. And there's a statement that the leader said, I cannot afford to fail this module. That statement
Mr.
is so
Malek,
dangerous.
can I add something to that?
Yes.
And that statement, I feel like you didn't like read the whole of it. The leader said, I cannot afford to fail this module. And then he went on to say, not this module. So it means there's something special about this module. I also want to understand if the leader is here, because he even emphasized to say, not this module. So I feel like there is something. So I wanted you to also cover that part because it's important.
Yes, she said that one is centered around an individual. So like myself, say as a representative, I'm not
So
interested on an
leadership, let me come in, Selo. Let me come in, Selo. Now I'm not focusing on any optional quiz, any optional test. My focus is on the remaining assessments. By promising you something that I'm not sure I will do, I'll be wrong. So now let me not comment on giving an optional quiz, because the quiz that you wrote, it's not like there was a problem with the quiz. The quiz was fine.
It was very
The quiz
simple,
was
sir.
fine. The time allocated, I want to come to this one. The time allocated was also fine. That's why some of you were in my office. I even gave you an example of a home light. Don't always, when you notice that you didn't finish to do something, you always blame what? The issue of time. You fail to use your time the right way. Now you want to what? You want us to be responsible for what? For you to do whatever you've done. There was only one question which needed a lot of time. So you cannot tell me that to construct an ANOVA table, given the summary, you need the whole of 1 hour. And there's a leader who said it's different from, because when I have been doing these things for some years, that is why it's easy for you. No, what we are doing now, we are playing hide and seek. We are playing hide and seek game. Please, guys, take your studies serious. I cannot promote laziness by giving optional quiz, optional test. I don't want to promise anyone that one. I'm going to give a test
Okay,
next week.
sir.
I mark it.
I
Yes.
do understand that you see, like, you are placing valid reasons. You see those reasons we are placing, say, they are so valid in such a way that they create a strong person behind this technology. But then, like, myself, you know what I'm interested into, say, right now I know, like, we still have a bunch of activities or assessment that are still coming towards us. So, like, we can go through this assessment, all of them, and after, like, the pass rate, like myself, I'm interested on the pass rate, say, please, if the pass rate is still lacking somewhere, please at least say, try to give us something that will boost us, because
But remember, we
through this
have
journey we don't know anything.
Mr. Malaga?